So now that we've found the mean, another thing that we might want to do is find the 5-number summary of our data, particularly since this data looks like it might be skewed. And since it's skewed, we'd probably want to use something that's resistant to skew, like a 5-number summary with the median and that sort of thing, rather than the mean. So let's look at how to do that. A 5-number summary is the minimum, and I'm just typing these words in and then hitting enter. So this doesn't tell the program anything, this tells me what I'm doing so I can remember later. The first quartile, the median, the third quartile, and the max. So I would not technically need to type in any of those words. But if I don't, I might forget what I'm doing. So I'm going to. And then I need to look at how to find each of these things in Google Sheets. So to find the minimum, it's pretty straightforward. There's a function for that. So I hit equal, I hop over here, I go to the statistical menu, I scroll, and I want to find the minimum value in a numeric data set. Cool, that's exactly what I want. So I click on that, my minimum function shows up, it tells me that it would like a range of arguments, so I go ahead and click into my data, hit enter, and it tells me the minimum is 23. I'm going to skip the quartiles for now. Go on to median, which is another one that I can hit enter, hop over into my functions menu, hop into the statistical menu, and if I'm going a little fast for you on this part, it's probably because you didn't watch the video on mean until it made sense, because I went over this more slowly in that video. This time hey, there's one that says median, and that's exactly what I want. I want the median value in a numeric data set. So I'll click on that. And then I'll once again click inside the parentheses. It'll say, I want a list of values. I'll say, great, I got a list of values for you. I click on one, I hold shift, I get the whole range. I click out of it, I hit enter. The median is 85. It's now suggesting something that I don't want at all. It's suggesting an autofill. It's like, so maybe you want to find the median of slightly different groups of numbers. That'd be cool. And reject that suggestion. It's not at all what I want to do. It didn't really understand what I was doing. Probably don't take the autofill suggestions until you're more sure what you're doing, because it's not very good at guessing, unfortunately. It's a pretty new feature and they're still working on it. So now maximum, I'm going to again click into the formula bar, hit equals on my keyboard, go into the functions menu, hit statistical, and say I'd like the maximum value in a numeric data set. That sounds convenient. And then tell it that same range of data. So now I have 3 of the numbers in my 5-number summary. Here's where things start to not be so great. There is a tool in this program to find the quartiles, but it defines the method for finding the quartiles differently than our textbook does, because this is something that people working in different fields and doing different things disagree on whether to include the median. And in our class, if there is a median number rather than the median being between 2 numbers, so it's an even-odd thing, we exclude the median when finding the quartiles. So here's what I want you to actually do if you're going to find quartiles in this class, so you don't get slightly wrong answers because it's thinking you wanted to do something a little different. Take your data, select it, copy it, so I'm going to hit Control-C, paste it just, I don't know, anywhere else in your workbook. Over here I'm hitting Control-V, and now what I'm going to do is I would like to sort this, because I'm just going to tell it, hey, put these numbers in order. It's going to be much easier for me to do this if my numbers are in order. So I'm going to go into my data menu, and I am going to sort range by column G, A to Z. If I sort the whole sheet, then it's going to reorder everything on my whole page to be in order based on these numbers. And there are times when you'll want to do that, but this is not one of those times. What I want is the range, the stuff I've selected, And A to Z, I mean, okay, I actually want it numeric, but it'll do that when I click this, because it thinks of numbers as also being alphabetizable from smallest to largest. So now it did just the stuff I had highlighted, just column G, from smallest to biggest. And so now I can just count these by hand. I can see how many there are, but if I couldn't, the next thing I could do is I could say count, like how many, and then I'll make this a little bigger so that it doesn't spill over. And I could actually go and use the count function. It's one of my functions over here. It's probably in statistical, it might not be. Yes, the number of numeric values in a data set. So it's like, just how many things do I have in this? So in our class, that's usually n. And so I can say, just how many of these do I have? I don't feel like counting. Oh, and I got an error. And that's because I forgot to click into my function. And so my cursor was in front of the word count. I needed to be in here, inside the count. Now, I can click on this, and it'll tell me I have 14 things. My n is 14. And with this, because there were only a few things and they were right at the top, I could also tell because the last one was in row 14. But if I was off in the middle of my spreadsheet somewhere and it was a big number, that might not work as well. So it's nice to have that. So there's 14. I know what half of 14 is, but if my brain wasn't, I can also do math in this formula bar. So I can say equals, and I want 14 divided by 2. I'm going to refer to the cell that has my count in it, and then do divided by 2, just typing that in from the keyboard, and it'll tell me that 14 divided by 2 is 7. But with a reference, so that if I changed my count, if I had a different number of elements in my data set, this number would also change. But so now I know that I want to go 7 down, that this is the first half of my data set here, and this is the second half. So, you know, I could call them a lot of things, but just this is the first half for this particular, me thinking about it. So that's where it breaks. So now I know what I need to find Q1, because this one was an even number, so I didn't have a median to exclude. If I'd had a middle value here, if I'd had 15 things, then I would ignore that middle value and then do the same thing with the halves. Because now what I'll do is I'll say equals, and I'll use median again. And I'm just going to type it in because I know that's what I'm looking for. And I'm going to select just this half of the data. Give me the median. And then here, I'm going to do the same thing. And yeah, because I knew which one I was using, I'm just typing it in. If I didn't know which one I was using, I would go to the function menu. Then I select the second half. And now I've got a 5-number summary right here for my data set.